Quick disclaimer, Learn from Mac is an independent educational project. We are not affiliated with, endorsed by, or sponsored by Apple, or any vendor or product covered in this course. Hey, welcome back to Learn from Mac. I'm Dennis, and today is day 25 of the F5 LTM R4600 Bootcamp. Today, this box starts talking to your operations tooling, remote syslog to a SIEM, SNMP v2c, and v3, and per request logging that doesn't touch TMM CPU. Let's get into it. First, the goal. By the end of this lesson, you'll ship syslog events to a remote SIEM, expose health metrics over SNMP v2c and v3, and stream per request HTTP logs using high-speed logging. Real observability, not just a dashboard. Nobody checks. Here's what you need: an active virtual server and pool from days 05 through 07, a reachable syslog or SIEM collector, an NMS host to poll SNMP, and TMSH access with permission to create iRules and log profiles. 3 concepts before we wire anything up. Concept 1, remote syslog. BIG-IP ships events using standard BSD syslog, a named remote server stanza specifying host, port, and protocol. This runs through the TMOS syslog ng daemon, so it survives TMM restarts and doesn't burn TMM CPU cycles at all. Concept 2, SNMP v2c versus v3. v2c uses a clear text community string, fast, widely supported, but wrong for anything sensitive. v3 adds SAA or MD5 authentication plus AES or DES, privacy encryption per user. BIG-IP runs both simultaneously, but Contoso should enforce v3 for any production polling. This is exactly what FERPA and HIPAA adjacent environments require. Concept 3, high-speed logging, HSL. This bypasses the standard syslog ng pipe entirely and uses a dedicated UDP publisher pool instead, designed specifically for high-volume per-request logging without the overhead a synchronous syslog call would add to every single request. All right, 3 labs. First, remote syslog to a SIEM, an SNMP v2c community locked to one host, and a proper SNMP v3 user with AUth and privacy both enabled. Then a full HSL pipeline, pool, destination, publisher, a request logging profile, plus a custom iRule for enriched timed events. Then real validation from an actual NMS host, SNMP get, SNMP walk, and pulling the same stats through plain rest when SNMP itself is blocked. Let's get into it. Lab 1, point remote syslog at the SIEM. An SNMP v2c community locked to just the NMS host, and a proper SNMP v3 user, SHA, auth, AES privacy. This is the one Contoso should actually enforce. Lab 2, build the HSL pipeline, a pool of syslog receivers first. A request logging profile with a real field template attached to the virtual server. And a custom iRule for enriched timed events, request duration included. Lab 3, from the actual NMS host, test SNMP v2c first. Now v3 with real auth and privacy, the one that actually belongs in production. Walk the virtual server stats table directly. And the same data through plain rest, the fallback when SNMP itself is blocked. And that's real operational visibility, logs in the SIEM, metrics in SNMP, and a validated polling path that doesn't depend on any one protocol working. There are self-check questions on the lesson page worth sitting with, why HSL exists as a separate path from standard syslog especially, since that architectural choice is specifically about protecting TMM performance under load. Take a minute with those. Quick recap before we go. Remote syslog runs through syslog ng, not TMM. It survives restarts and doesn't cost you data plane performance. SNMP v3 with AUth and privacy is the standard to enforce. v2c's clear text community string has no place on a production network handling sensitive data. HSL is the right tool specifically for high volume per request logging. Standard syslog wasn't built for that volume. And REST is your fallback path when SNMP itself is blocked. The same stats, a different protocol, so monitoring never has a single point of failure. All right, that's day 25 in the books. Syslog, SNMP v2c, and v3 in a full HSL pipeline, all validated from a real NMS host. That's genuine operational visibility now. If this was useful, hit subscribe. You won't miss a single lesson. Next up is day 26, troubleshooting methodology. See you there.